Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Invisible Not Broken. I love how you do the little happy dance. Okay, so before I get into this, I am going to put our legal disclaimer, because if there's ever a show that needed a disclaimer, it is this one. We are not doctors. Brianna's almost. She's a PA, but she is not your doctor. So everything we say, it is for you to take to your healthcare professional. And we are going to be talking about different things that can help with chronic pain. And again, please don't sue us. We don't have money anyway. But you're really going to want to take these ideas to your own healthcare professional and see if they are something that will work with you. Even the most innocuous thing that we can be talking about might be dangerous in conjecture to your own already established healthcare plan. All right, so there's the legal stuff out of the way. And the show today, we got Brianna back. I love this. I'm so happy she's here. You might remember her from a previous episode where she talked about ways to talk up to your doctors. She's basically our doctor to English dictionary. So since she's a PA in chronic pain, I'm making her laugh as she's drinking right now.
You already did your disclaimer, so you're okay.
Excellent. Great. So she did our Doctor to English Dictionary with how to talk to doctors about your chronic pain and gave us the lowdown on the chronic pain list. She is back today to talk to us about some things that can help with chronic pain. Brianna, yay, you're back.
Yay, thanks for having me back. Appreciate it. So I went ahead and put together a list of things that I tend to recommend to patients for their various ailments and illnesses and different body parts that are affected. And
you mean like Ehlers-Danlos all?
List. Yeah, it goes head to toe. So I'm sending the links over to Monica. They'll be posted at the end of the show. And they're all on Amazon. I tried my best to find like the most cost-effective products. I have a lot to demonstrate, but the links will all be listed. And then just as a reminder, if you use Amazon Smile, they will go ahead and donate 0.5% of the purchase price to the organization of your choice. So I use Amazon Smile for the Spinal CSF Leak Foundation because that's what I'm affected with, but there are zebra ones for the Ehlers-Danlos Society and lots of different other charitable organizations. So whatever feels close to your heart, then, go ahead and show some love through Amazon because, you're on Amazon anyways, right? So
I think that Amazon is basically made for all of us disabled and sick people who cannot leave the house to get the things we need.
Exactly. It's like I love the convenience, and like the corporate giant part is like a little bit like, but like that blow is softened by the fact that they do donate to different organizations.
I hear you. I have some serious issues with Jeff Bezos, but I'm like, I think that I need to let the healthy people, like who can actually get to Target, handle that sort of thing.
Exactly. So one thing that I don't have the physical like example of here, but it is going to be included. We're going to start like head to toe basically and go work our way down. The number one thing for headaches and migraines they sell on Amazon is called a migraine cap. And it's literally a beanie that you put on with ice packs inside of it. So it's awesome. You can reuse the ice packs. They're reusable. And then you can put as many as you want all around the head. So if you only have like a one-sided migraine and you don't want ice on the other side, it's really convenient because you can go ahead and kind of put that where you need it.
Do they have it cute? Like, could a teenager wear this to high school and be undercover?
Cute.
Awesome.
It is cute. Yeah, they have the full-on, like, I'm at home, don't talk to me, where it, like, covers your eyes and everything, too.
Okay, all moms need this immediately. All moms, please go buy this right now.
I know. But,
and teenagers.
Like, it's more of a discreet design, so it looks just like a regular beanie, like if you were wearing it out, which is awesome, like, super thoughtful. So, the next thing that I have been using, and I'm going to get the silly one out of the way first because everyone looks at me crazy. A little bit ableist, the way they named it. They're called lazy glasses, but I recommend them to patients who have problems with their neck mobility. So these glasses, ready, are like little specs that basically have mirrors inside of them. So when you're staring or you're flat on your back laying down, you can still see what's in front of you with better posture. So like if I wanted to look straight ahead, you can see my neck is like in neutral alignment and I'm seeing down in front of me. Oh, here's my puppy.
Hi, puppy!
Come here, baby. Can I say hi? Can I say hi?
Oh my gosh, that's the cutest. Look at those ears. Oh. Yeah, we're super professional podcast. We stop for dogs and kids. And chickens. We stopped for chickens before.
But so these are the glasses. These have been awesome because after my blood patches and procedures, I'm not supposed to like bend my neck very far. And so it's a pain in the butt if I'm laying on the couch and I want to watch TV. So then these at least give me that option, and they're really nice for on your cell phone because then you can like leave your head relaxed and still look at your phone right here. So these are awesome so that you're not text necking and like putting additional strain on your neck. So the link for these and the glasses, these are about $10. So I love that they're like a reasonable price. The next thing that I'm going to recommend for those of us with EDS is find some literature that...
Oh my God, I know that book.
This is the Living Life to the Fullest with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome book by Kevin Muldowney, who's a physical therapist. He has different levels of the physical therapy program that you do, and he recommends that all EDS patients start from the pelvis or SI joint and kind of work out from there. So I really like that it's stratified into different levels so that if you have a period of time where you're hospitalized or that you're down and, you know, kind of lose a little bit of your strength, you can basically step down a level and restart the program. So it's really nice. It's got lots of pictures in there to illustrate it. It has a PT section and a regular people section with a description of the exercises and why you're doing them, which is awesome because I know with like finite energy, so like you can see they have like the pictures in there. With finite energy, like if I'm going to be moving, I want to know like why am I moving and like
give me reasons. No, that I have been on that method for a year and a half, and I've never gotten beyond level 1. So everyone who's been frustrated using the Muldowney method, it's okay. You can be at level 1 for a long time. I actually slipped back down to level 0.5 because of this fall. It's okay. You can keep doing it. The only like super kvetch I have with that book is it's $80. I know the dog even agrees with me. It's $80, and I would need an explanation from Muldowney, who is a real person, a real PT in I think he's in Colorado, why he feels like that book has to be $80. There might be a very good reason for it. But it just feels to me like it falls again in that like I am going to help out these people who are disabled and charge all the money for it. And if there's a reason for it, I apologize, Mr. Muldowney. I just want an explanation as to why that book is $80 even on Amazon. But if you can afford it, it's incredible. And if you have a PT, please take it to your PT, even if they've never heard of Ehlers-Danlos. If they're willing to look at this book, like my PT, and I will give a shout out to Corey at Go Beyond Physical Therapy. She is my favorite human. She has that book, and we've been going through the steps and the levels, and it's tremendously helpful. And a lot of level 1 you could do from bed. So even if you're stuck in bed, even if you're not Ehlers-Danlos and you're just bedbound, level 1 can be done mostly all the way through from bed, and at least keep your core stronger.
Yes, and that's actually something like the whole 0.5 level you can do just laying, you know, right on your back with your knees bent. So that's something that I actually
that sounded so wrong.
Yeah. It's great for different professions and different, but it's something that I share with a lot of patients who are going to be going into back surgery or some type of surgery where, you know, they're not going to be up and ambulating. And one of the things that I discovered after my first hospitalization this year was I had lost so much core strength that it was hard to even like push myself up out of bed. And doing this definitely makes a significant difference to be able to just maintain a little bit of that core strength.
I will also throw in all new moms that after having a baby, these exercises 0.5 are so good to even start in the hospital. I know this is not part of chronic illness, but I really do feel like the brain pretty much stops after childbirth anyway. So I will put like new mom under chronic illness because I have never felt less able to function in my life than the first, like, I don't know, 5 years after having a child. Well, full 5 years.
Yeah,
like that super helps with the core and the lower belly. Not like making it look like Britney Spears again, just like making you be able to like stand up and hold the weight of a child all day, all the time.
Yeah, people don't give moms enough credit, I don't think, in our society, because like literally your pelvis is being forced open, and that's like the keystone of your whole like, you know, functional skeleton. So
we won't even talk about like having a C-section, cut open, internal organs removed and put back together, human taken out, and then 3 days later you're supposed to go home and take care of that human. We'll just leave that out.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, that was my little side line.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, so many thoughts about that. But
I know Kira's right now is listening to this just going, she doesn't just do this to me. Okay, she gets everyone off track. That's good. That's good to know.
no, it's perfect though, because it's like, it's authentic. You know what I mean? Like there's people, and like every time I'm on LinkedIn, I see all these people that are like, cultivate authenticity. And I'm like, just don't be fake. Like,
This shouldn't be hard. I mean, if you're not in Washington, you should have no trouble cultivating authenticity.
agreed. And that's why, like, what's really interesting is, for like the people that are watching, I put together like this whole like the Amazon list so that it would go like by tab by tab. But then I was like, I actually have like 90% of the products that I'm recommending because I use them myself. So
this is the joy of having a professional who also is dealing with chronic illness too.
Yeah, because some of these things, like, they can be a little bit pricey. Everything is under $100. But still, like, $20 can be, pricey. And I hate when I see that patients, will go and be like, hey, I got this new brace for my knee. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but that's like the wrong one for what you got. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, money can be tight. And like, I would hate for someone to spend, a lot of money on something that like isn't going to serve them in the best, capacity. So.
Yeah, that's a good thing to put out there is if you have Ehlers-Danlos, talk to a professional before buying the bracing, because those can be like $300, $500, $800, up to $1,000. And you want to check with someone first.
Totally. And also, like, EDS is one of the few conditions that, like, the chronic pain experts agree that bracing on a daily basis is not a contraindication, or, like, meaning that it is okay to brace on a daily basis with braces that allow for mobility. So you don't want to be in a hard brace, like a cervical collar or something like that for neck strain. For craniocervical instability, that's a different story. But if you need to wear a support on a daily basis to allow you to function, Dr. Chopra at the 2017 conference basically was saying it's better to brace a joint and use it than to leave it unbraced and not use it, because you're going to get weaker that way. So I really like that, because that's kind of a contended topic in the pain management world.
I am so jealous right now. By the way, quick lawyer here. This is for you to bring to your doctor, not to stop using your bracing or start using bracing.
Agreed.
Talk to doctor. But you're the first person who's had any medical knowledge that has actually said that. I've gone through all the rheumatologists up here, because we're on different sides of California. And
right.
Up here, I've gone through even like the big EDS doctors, and they're like, nope, no bracing at all, not allowed. Even
really?
after you dislocate, nope, not at all. You may not brace.
Wow.
Which is super frustrating, because I want one so bad, like the rib that like hangs out of the side. It would be so great to corset that back in so I can breathe normally. And no, that's really interesting how different everyone is on this.
I'll send you the link to Dr. Chopra's. His name's Pradeep Chopra. He's the doctor on the East Coast, and he's actually on the Ehlers-Danlos Society Medical Board. So I'll be happy to attach the link to his PowerPoint. That's also available on the Ehlers-Danlos website from the 2017 symposium. But happy to attach that. That was kind of my like personal experience as an EDS patient. Like, well, I know that I'm not supposed to wear a knee brace every single day, but like I literally can't function without it. So the alternative is I'm just sitting all day, which like is not good for you either. So I was happy to hear that that was his recommendation. And again, every doctor's gonna be different, but at least if you can take that, oh gosh, brain fog. If you can take that PowerPoint with you, or like at least a screenshot of that PowerPoint, or share that, presentation with your doctor. That's something that can at least bring some, medical validity to the request for, having a brace ordered.
That is a great plan. And what you can do is you can have Google. Ooh, what happened to our voices? Oh, there we go. You can have, also I was getting this echo back of myself, and that's never good. I was thinking that what you could do is put it into the video into Google Photos, or if you're Apple or you like the Apple thing, put it into the Apple Photos and save it into the offline folders called like whatever medical condition you have. Save photos of rashes or dislocations, save these videos so that you have them on hand when you go to the hospital or when you're talking to your doctor. That can work really well. I use it all the time that way.
Great idea. Awesome.
Oh, yay, I could do it.
Yay, ooh, professional patient. # professional patient.
No, I've been home with preteen and teenager for like months. I have not been right about anything in so long. It's so nice to hear. That's a good idea.
Oh my gosh. Uh, so our next product that we've got right here, this is called the Cranio Cradle. This little
That
guy.
does not look like that gets sold on a medical website.
And it just looks like it's on a different website, right? No, but this is nice. It's meant to be used while you're laying down, but it's nice because it's got like hard, it's squeezable, but it's firm enough that it'll give like trigger point support. And it goes right under your head right here and basically provides just like a lovely occipital or suboccipital release. And you can even put it like against a chair or something like that to give you additional support. And it kind of like cradles right under the base of your skull.
I am buying that immediately.
I love it. And they actually sell it in a 2-pack as well. They also say that it's designed to be like used right over the sacrum. So like right here. And basically it can help release like when your SI joint is out of place and your sacrum's like kind of tilted one way or the other. You put this under it and it gives you additional support. Hi, baby.
Speaking of additional support.
Yeah, I know. It's like, here comes the baby.
Sorry, everyone who's listening to this on the podcast instead of watching this on YouTube, there's the cutest little dog that keeps coming up and being like, hi, I'm here.
She keeps coming to say hello. Yes.
So if you're listening, feel free to go onto YouTube afterwards and see cute puppy.
The next one that, again, super disclaimer, check with your doctor before using a hard collar like this. This is the Aspen cervical collar.
You're going to have a new job on QVC after this.
Let's see. The price on this one is $51 on Amazon. I have craniocervical instability, which is what I use it for, and I also use it every time I go to the hospital and anticipate a medical procedure of some kind, because especially if you are, have an unstable neck and you are anticipating being moved around while you have perhaps like anesthesia in you, for example, or you're going to be getting like transferred, it's a really good idea to have that additional layer of stability. But because that is considered a medical device, please do check with your healthcare provider before signing on to something like this. And I know that can be really difficult because a lot of surgeons or general practitioners who maybe aren't familiar with EDS are going to immediately have that like visceral, like, oh my gosh, that's a surgery collar. Like, don't use that for like bracing on a daily basis or anything like that. But, that's another thing that is in the PowerPoint that I'll link to from Dr. Chopra about the use of a hard collar for craniocervical instability. So that's another potential one to bring over and talk with your doc about. The next one, I had to grab it. It's over here. Ooh. This is one of my very, very favorite tools. This is the Theracane. Again, looks like it should be on a different website. Basically, this is, this is actually called the back knobber. It's a cousin of the Theracane. But the reason I like
the name did not make this better.
The reason I like this one is because it has two sides. So it comes apart. It's easy to travel, so it like fits in a backpack. And it has a small side for like shoulder pain, and it gets all in
Oh my God, I want that so badly. And it's in Prince Purple for all of us children of the 80s.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. My dad is knocking at the door. I will be right back. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So you put it like onto the back. I want this thing. It looks so cool.
Yeah. So
I mean, it doesn't look cool. It looks very different, but how it gets used is very helpful.
Yes, and it's funny because like I've had one of these or like a derivative of it, like probably since I was, this is going to date me, back in my personal training days and like my couple first years of undergrad. And I would take this with me to the gym. And my meathead manager that worked at the gym at the time was like, oh, is that a sex toy? Ha, ha, ha. Like, thought it was just like the funniest thing. But the minute he got that trigger point in there, he was like, oh, okay, I see why you carry this thing around. So it's amazing because it really saves you from having to like strain your arms or your shoulders, especially if you have like limited shoulder mobility. And it gets to those like spots in your back that are typically difficult to reach. It comes with an instruction manual, and the big side is if you're a little bit broader or if you have, like a larger bust line and it's hard for this side to fit over you, or if you want to use it for your lower back or like kind of almost the buttocks area. That one for me, I definitely need the bigger side because it would not fit on the smaller side. So There's a whole instruction manual that comes with that one, but that's one of my favorites, and it comes in different color options. So.
Ooh, I like that. Is there TARDIS blue? Because I'm all for TARDIS blue.
Nice. They do, I believe, have that. Mine is the purple one. It looks like they have it in green and magenta as well.
Wow, so, styling.
The next link that's going to be listed below that one is like a combo set that has like a similar device along with like a couple of other of the therapy tools that I'm going to go over. So it's all kind of combined into one for $58, and it's like 4 items for the price of one. So that'll be the next one. The following one I actually have lent out to my neighbor, but it's a cervical traction collar that actually has a like neck that goes around, and you pump it up with a little like blood pressure cuff, and it just kind of gently tractions you. That thing has been super duper duper amazing to alleviate a lot of my neck strain. So that will be listed in the links, and I'm so sorry I don't have it for an example, but literally our neighbor down the street is pending a cervical fusion, and I was like, here, please take this. It is like the most helpful thing. Like, so I'm happy that it's like at least being put to good use right now. So the following one is, now we're going to go into pillows and neck supports. So one of the ones that I super highly recommend to a lot of different people, even just for comfort, not necessarily for chronic pain. This little guy is called the Total Pillow. It has a big cousin. This is the travel size. This is the real size. I like the travel size better because I feel like the thickness of it is like a more ergonomic shape for my neck. If you have like a larger, like or taller person, then the big one might be a little bit better. But what's nice about these is that they can be folded, and then they can be placed right here, and then they can just like let you rest. They come in a 2-pack, so the link that I put is the 2-pack of these for $14. And then it's got a really nice cool side that's like made of mesh, like microfiber. And then the other side is like a little bit fuzzier, so it's a little bit warmer. But I like the cool side so my neck doesn't get like all sweaty on it. And then you can put it like behind you as well, and then rest against it, so it keeps you in like really nice straight up and down posture. And the thing that I like to use it for too is like on a chair. I'll put it, maybe I can lower it so you can see it. I'll put it under my elbows like this, so it gives me like that additional elbow support without like putting my nerve to sleep. So see how I kind of have it like a little taco on the arm support right there. And then I place it like that, and it comes in a 2-pack, so you can have like one for each arm. Love that thing. The next one after that is basically like the grandparent of these, and it's called the Sobakawa pillow. It's a cloud pillow. And I love that because I've tried probably every cervical pillow out there for my neck pain. And a lot of them are really hard. Like I feel like they push too hard on my neck, or they're like, you know, potentially going to like even sublux a vertebrae for me. So I like the Sobakawa cloud pillow. Like that's the pillow I sleep with basically, because it is really nice and soft, and it literally just forms to your head. So when you sleep in it, it just squishes, and it's really nice and cool. And that one is $29, which is cheaper than like my $100 and something Tempur-Pedic pillow that I invested in that I don't ever use. So it's definitely a little better alternative price point, and I think it's super duper comfy, and it's very cool.
This is the most expensive podcast I've ever recorded, because the second we're done, I'm going to go onto Amazon.
Yes, I know. It's like, it's, I know all the things. But hopefully they're a little bit, you can choose which one is better for your body part. And actually the link with the little Total pillows, I'm linking to the 2-pack of these, and it's a set of 2 with a set of 2 ice packs for $14.99. So it's a pretty good price point.
No, that's the way that you had it like underneath the arm. I was just put in bed for like days because I dislocated my tibias, both of them, because that was good. And like stuck in bed to like type. I was like typing with my arm up, and like, you know, like how you do. But like once I was done typing, this whole arm was completely locked down. I had to use a planer tool to like make it like undo.
Yes, I know. It can be pretty tough, and like I know that if I sit with my arm on like a hard surface, my fingers go numb. So this is perfect because it literally just like cradles it and keeps it nice and in position.
Yeah, that's gonna be my first purchase.
Yeah, it's honestly like for the price point, it's like one of the things I use on a daily basis. And sometimes I like to lay down on my stomach, but then like you have the issue of like, which way do I turn my head so that I can still breathe, right?
That oxygen thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But this thing is nice because then you can just put your head in. I feel like I look like a little sunflower, but like
if you put it to the other way, the yellow way, then
you
see, look, you have your Halloween costume is done, set, finished. Just like sew some elastic behind it, and you're all set for Halloween.
But this is nice because if you fold it this way, then it's like a perfect like little headrest like that when you're face down. So absolutely love.
I'm a total dork. I would like it looks like a donut to me, so I would like sew on like little sprinkles on the side.
Oh, that's cute. I like it.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. That's just how I would do it.
It shows you how horribly like non-artistic I am. I never would have thought of that, but I absolutely love it, and I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, no, I can think of how to make your stuff into Halloween costumes. You're the one who actually I think is ahead enough for this episode to actually put together a full show notes list and links. So I don't know I think you might have the more helpful gift here than just like the random like creative idea.
I actually, I get probably a good, after I have my blood patches, I get like a good 2 weeks where my brain like functions close to like that of a human being. So it's, it's like my Goldilocks zone, as they call it. So I'm thrilled to be able to like participate and do stuff. So
I hear you. I have a pill that I take once a week because otherwise it sets me off. I'm supposed to take it every day, but it's a pill that is given to people to not fall asleep so that they can actually stay awake during the day. And it's totally legal, by the way. I have a prescription for this and everything. But it's crazy to me because the first time I took it, I was like, is this how people adult? Like, this is how people adult. This is how they can focus on. They can actually go all the way to the end of a sentence. Oh, my God. Like, this is how they get bills paid and, like, finished phone calls.
Right.
Wow. So, yeah, your blood patch sounds great.
Yes, I know, right? Yeah, minus the like CSF leak part.
Oh, that! I mean, come on. It can't be that bad when your brain is leaking down your spine. What?
So like I am super grateful to like have medical treatment because I feel like 100 years ago, like if I would have complained of all of the like weird CSF leak stuff, they would have been like, it's hysteria, lobotomize her, and like just would be
exactly. We would be all yellow wallpaper. All of us would just be in rooms in the back of houses or in asylums. Yes,
I know, right? Exactly. Hey, we would have like great camaraderie though. I'm sure weid have some awesome conversations.
We would have the sisterhood of the yellow wallpaper. That's how this would go down. I'm absolutely certain of it. But yes, all of us women with opinions who are sick, we would all be put somewhere much more convenient for others. Yes.
For society to deal with, But
hey, give Mitch McConnell 5 more minutes and we'll all be there too.
I know. I like how on Last Week Tonight and like on the older Daily shows, they used to compare him to like Franklin the turtle. So every time I see him talk, I just think of like a turtle face, and that really helps. Like, helps like
absolutely condone this. Absolutely, yes. Except for the poor turtles. I mean, they're really lovely creatures, and they live a long time. And I don't necessarily think all that should apply to Mitch McConnell.
Oh, you're so right. Oh my gosh. I love it.
See, I can use my creativity to lambast the GOP, even in a completely unrelated podcast. Yes.
Yes.
Creativity reigns.
Speaking of, like, so I kind of transitioned into, like, pillows and, like, sleeping things. I have it with me, but it's, like, a little handheld device that's in my room, but I have the link to it. One of the things that I've had as a result of having upper cervical issues is I've developed central sleep apnea. So there's times where like I'll be taking a nap or sleeping and my husband's like, babe, because I haven't like taken a breath for 20 seconds or whatever it is. So I've linked to, because I know that there's a lot of people that probably experience the same thing, especially if they're waiting 4, 5, 6, 7, 25 years to get their like, craniocervical instability issues addressed. So I've linked to this little device called a snooza, and it's actually a baby monitor that clips on your bra, or is supposed to clip on like the diaper of a baby, but you clip it on your bra and it has like a little thing that measures how your rise and fall of your chest or your stomach move, and it'll vibrate if you don't take a breath for about 10 to 15 seconds. So even though that's not technically like a pain management thing, I think it's an applicable like device that I want to share with people because it definitely allows me a lot better peace of mind. It's allowed us to figure out that I don't have as many like breathing pauses if my head doesn't turn side to side. So I sleep with my little like total pillow, like literally right on the top of my head. So it like prevents me from turning side to side in my sleep. And it's been like something that gives us a lot of peace of mind. So it's called a snooza, because it's not so much a pulse ox or a pulse oximeter to measure like your pulse oxygenation. It actually measures like the movement of your breaths. So I linked to that as well. That's the most expensive item that I have listed because it's $109. It was $99 earlier, so I stick by my under $100 thing. But it's just something for those of you who may have central sleep apnea. This is not a substitute for a CPAP or obviously a sleep study or anything like that. But for people who have a similar condition, this might be something that gives you a little peace of mind. The next thing that I have on the link list, but I don't have an example, but I found it while I was like looking at all the Amazon links, is a flexible ice pack that drapes right over, and it's called Arctic Flex, and it basically is like an apron of flexible ice. So it's nice and comfy, and it drapes right over your shoulders, and it's ergonomically designed to stay flexible while it's frozen. So that's another link that'll be listed. The next one I do have is a shoulder brace. So now we're like moving down the body. This is a Bauerfeind shoulder brace. This one is called the Omo Train. I like this one. You stick your arm in it and it goes across your body. This is by the company Bauerfeind, and the reason I like them is because they are a company that's primarily designed for people that have unstable joints. So most of their brace lines are meant for additional stability. The only thing that I have a gripe about with this brand is that it runs a little petite. So those of us with like a little bit bigger arms are a little more love to give. Like I did have to go a size up because I didn't have, my arm was like basically turning colors because it was so tight on my arm. But I use a size 4, and just for like comparison, I'm 5'3" and 165 pounds, and I use a size 4. But this is something that you probably want to have like a brace specialist fit for you. They do sell it on Amazon, but again, talk with your doctor, and this is just meant to give you an additional layer of stability.
Okay, but real quick, I know that one's not under $100.
That's correct. That one is $143. So you know what? You caught me. It was fake news when I said everything was under $100.
It's okay. We're in America. We're totally allowed to do fake news.
Alternative facts.
No, I want to point that out because I love that brand, but I can't afford them.
Super expensive.
They are, and you might be able to get your doctor, your health insurance to cover it, but I wish you the best. I couldn't get my health insurance to cover it, especially since I need it for both sides. Like, not the arm one, I need it for the legs, and like, I needed 2, and I was like, okay, so now we're at $280 for one body part, and we still have so many more to go.
Right, I know, and it can be a little bit frustrating, and one of the things that people can do is try to get it covered if you have like a PPO HSA or a health savings account. That's something that does count as a medical device as long as you have a letter from your doctor. And then for those of you who itemize deductions, all of this stuff, like if you were to buy like literally every single thing that I have on the link list, it's over $1,000. So it's like if you were to buy all of those things and itemize them, these are all technically medical devices that could be tax deductible if you exceeded like a certain amount on your taxes of spending in your medical care. So I know I got real close last year to being over like the amount that you could deduct. So save those receipts because potentially they are reimbursable even if they're not covered. The next link that I have is a cold pack wrap that has a similar like kind of banding system like this with ice pack at the end. So it's just kind of like a step down version of, having that support, but it basically straps the ice pack on for you. It's called NatraCure, and it's $9.99. So it's nice because it can go around any body part, your thigh, your back, your neck, your shoulder, or wherever you want to put it, and it'll stay in place even if you want to stay up and walking around so that it doesn't slip off of you. The next link that I have, I should have brought it over. It's in my hamper, unfortunately, so you probably don't want to see my dirty clothes, but I linked to my favorite sports bra ever. It's by CRZ Yoga, and it's $15, but the reason I love it is the understrap that goes under the boobs, right across here, is super duper soft and stretchy. And one of the things that I know a lot of EDS people struggle with is like if their bra strap is too tight, it can literally sublux a rib. So I love, love, love this one because even though it doesn't provide like a lot of actual breast support, it does give a really nice fit around the torso, and it's not restrictive and it doesn't pull on your shoulders. So I actually love, love, love this bra. It comes in a couple different colors, and it's $15.99. Because I know I saw actually a thread in one of my like EDS groups on Facebook about like, what bra are you using that doesn't like throw your ribs out of place? So I figured that would be a good one to add to that list.
Let me add one other one because it's my new favorite thing. Since when I try to, we're going to get really into the woods here, people. And if you are part of the 50% of people who don't have this problem, congratulations. Well done. Good job, genetic lottery. You can listen to us gripe for a minute about our boobs. So I just look at my shoulders and my wrists trying to do the back in and out, and the front ones don't. If you have a larger chest, they don't. They just sort of float there. So I found Uniqlo, and it's like in almost every mall right now. It's a fashion brand, and they have their own stores, but they have built-in bras and camisoles.
Yes.
And even the Dolly Parton Jessica Rabbit size that I am in the chest area, it's still like I wouldn't jump in it. I wouldn't jump anyway. And I don't run unless chased by Tyrannosaurus Rex. So like it really doesn't offer like a ton of support, but it offers enough support that I can like go out in public without feeling like total exposure, and it means that I don't have to close thing in the front or the back. So that's my little like Uniqlo push there.
Definitely, yeah. Front closure bras can be super helpful for people with upper extremity issues. Definitely, great addition.
Yay! Wow, I'm batting it for today. Like 2 things I was right about. This is great. I should have you around all the time.
I love being on your podcast. It's so awesome to like be able to. I feel like I'm like at home with fellow zebras, and it's nice because not working in clinic right now, I kind of just go mad with like, must help people. What do I do? And this is like just perfect. So if it helps you be right and it helps me help people like that.
Apparently what you do is you start a podcast and a blog if you need to help people and you're stuck in bed. That's apparently the way you walk down that little trail.
Yeah. And you're doing a great job of it.
Oh, thank you. I respond well to praise and scratches behind the ear. I will. The only reason this podcast keeps going is like every time I'm like, I'm too sick to do this. I'm too sick to do this. Someone sends me an email going, this really helped me in the middle of the night and I really need this. I'm like, okay, I'm still doing this. Yes.
Yes. You're doing a great job. And it's like today, for example, it was like literally a reason for me to put my contacts in and like straighten my little like Rick James hairs up here. So like my little Jerry curls.
Oh, I love baby hairs. They're so pretty. Yeah, I did not even get to brushing this like mane here. It was all braided last night, and my daughter took exception to it. And she's like, nope, you've got to take the braids out. So she just like unbraided everything. So I woke up with like this, and I'm like,
You have full body waves.
I have full body dreadlocks right now. Is what this is coming down to, and yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's something I didn't put. Speaking of hair, there's like I know it can be difficult to put up hair. And I found that like the rubber bands like kind of scrape my wrists up sometimes, or they like leave, my veins all funky after I have a rubber band on. So scrunchies, that kind of stuff, even though it's like
hello 90s.
Yes, that's super helpful. And then also those big hair bands that go across the front are like, if they stay on your head, not everybody's like head stays on there.
No, I got like flat back here, but I still use them and leave because I have down to my waist hair, so I leave it down and that way it covers. But I'll add in there's these spiral bobby pins that the things spiral around each other. If you have hair that goes like down to like here, like right above, like below collarbone, you can just like twist your hair into a bun and then you just twist these things in really fast.
And they
hold all day for at least me, and then I just have to have someone twist it out. But it's a good way to fast. And then I have one more tip because Eller Stainless, we were freaking pitiful. But I mean, I guess you
Right.
can see this. So like my fingers dislocate all the time. Like they have no structure to hold them together. Flossing was impossible for me because I'd pop my thumbs out.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
there's these things that I'll put in the show notes, but they look like picks, and then they come up this way, and it's already pre-strung floss, and
Yes.
not good for the environment, but it really is the only way I can floss without hurting
Yeah.
myself. So
Yeah. Better
that,
than I should be.
and then the
Great.
wet dry brushes are my favorite because
Yes.
if you have understand this or anything that's hard with shoulder mobility or wrist mobility, trying to get through hair is really hard. This actually
Okay.
gets through with minimal tug.
Yes. Great addition. And speaking of finger stability, like great segue into the next product, which is the set of 3 oval ring splints, but they're plastic.
Oh, they're so pretty. I like the silver ones though.
Yeah, the silver ones are awesome. Like the silver ones are super expensive. Those ones can be like $100 like per joint or more. So this is like the, trial size ones. I use these ones at work because when I use my pen or I type a lot. But they sell them on Amazon for a set of 3 for $21. And they're like supposedly like nude color, which is they're like kind of a not transparent but like a beige colored plastic. So
At least they didn't say skin color.
Right? I know. I was like, let's be more inclusive, people. We're making like slow.
I mean, come on. Rihanna got a whole like amazing line of different skin color. Like, by the way, seriously, that stuff is good if you can afford it.
Is it like different like face products that she has?
She has like almost everything, but she built it on her foundation line, which
Nice.
she actually has a real full range of skin colors. Like, honestly, like, friend, like, please don't go out in the sun. Don't even stand in shadow pale to like gorgeous, like dark midnight, like color. Like she really even got the undertones right. And
Nice.
like I used to be a makeup artist and I'm an artist now. So like it's amazing to watch somebody who understands that the skin isn't just pale or dark. But there's different shades of undertones. Like and they go warm, cold, and in between. I was like, this is amazing. Right. Anyway, sorry.
No, thanks for telling me that because like I pretty much gave up on finding like any type of makeup that fits my skin, so I just don't wear any anymore.
Yeah, it's called Fenty, and she sells it on her website and on at Sephora. But follow her on Instagram. Follow that brand on Instagram. You'll see some of the most amazing like makeup art ever.
Yes, I love that.
Shout out to Rihanna. Like she really needs our help.
Yes, I know, right? Hey, if she ever has chronic pain, though, she knows where to come. So.
I hope so. I really hope, like, that everyone at least gets something from.
Let's see. So the next item that I have on here, I'm, like, trying to figure out, how do I segue Rihanna? We can talk about, like, how great her body is and her, like, her exercise tone. So the next thing that I have, or her exercise routine. So the next thing I have are exercise bands. How is that? I give it a C- for
okay, I will help you then. After Rihanna does major shows, is in physical pain and needs to slowly build her body back up after breaking it down, this is what she can use.
Yes, exercise bands.
I love those things because I get stuck in bed all the time. I get femur and tibia and ankle dislocations constantly, along with shoulder dislocations. I'm fun. Right. Those are the only way I can keep up with my PT when I'm stuck in bed.
Love these. Yes. And I love that they come in like varying strengths. So for $10.96, it says on Amazon, it's a 5-pack. This is the extra heavy one. So this one, like, I can't even pull apart. And then this is the light one. The other 2 are in my gym bag because I take them to the pool. So they hold up really nicely in the pool. I do my stabilizing exercises in there, and they're great for like if you're on like level I think 1 or 2 on the Muldowney protocol. It does involve like adding bands in.
Yep, it's the clam. It's where you lay down your back and you have your ankles. This is sounding great, isn't it? Your ankles together, knees together, and you put the clam right. By the way, everyone, talk to your physical therapist about this first. But I can't have it on my kneecaps because they dislocate my kneecaps that way. I pull it right in front of the kneecap so that I can do the little like knee and out thing.
Perfect. Yeah, I think as long as it's kind of right around the joint, then you're going to be, doing okay. Let's see. The next one that I have here, again, I promise not a sex toy. It's like actually...
This is what I'm going to title this entire episode is I swear it's not a sex toy.
This is the wall personal massage.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can't. vibrators from the 1890s. That is not.
Yes, I know. Like, made for physicians, not for her comfort. It was made for physician ease. But
that is the
I like
Sears and Roebuck's 1890s vibrator right there.
Yeah, I know, like the old school one. It also doubles as a convenient weapon. But I like it because it has the little detachable pieces. And it comes with different attachments. So I like this one because it's like the rounded trigger point one, but it comes with a really nice flat one for like broader areas or like more sensitive areas. And it has like a little finger one with like 4 little points on it that can really help break up like adhesions. So
I can't. I just turned into like a 13-year-old right here. I can't.
But that's the wall personal massager. They sell it at like CVS and stuff. I got mine at CVS for like $35, and I used that like ungodly long CVS receipt that like has all the different like extra bucks on it.
Oh my god.
And it ended up being like $32. The one on Amazon is $36.
But on Amazon, you don't have to get looks from everyone around you when you're buying it.
This is true. But the fun of the CVS receipt is gone. I feel like I saw this thing and it said like the distance from the Earth to the moon is 6 CVS receipts long or something. I was like, sick people props. Everybody knows how long those receipts are. So the next thing that I have as we like move down is something that is by prescription only, but I have their link to their like step down version of this. This is a spinal Q brace, and it's a brace that goes on, and inside it has these like crisscross posture straps, and it also has like a lower back strap across the back. Ooh, that's kind of funky what it's doing on the screen there, but basically it zips up the front. It has like hook closures, and it ends up fitting like a vest. So
that's actually cute. I would wear that.
Yeah, I love it. Here, I'll like show you what size or like what it looks like when it's on. But I really like it because it basically is comfortable enough to wear throughout the entire day if you have to. It is adjustable, so it gives like upper and lower back support. And it helps with your posture. So when you put it on, it's like a little vest.
That's cute. I would totally wear that. I have jeans that would look really cute with.
I know, you can just like daytime.
Someone is watching this on YouTube right now, and someone just walked in at the worst moment going, "What are you watching again?" Yeah, that was about chronic illness.
But it's got the little like back support across the top. You can pull it down, so if you want it to hit more like on your SI joints.
Yeah.
Or if you need it more for the lumbar, you can just kind of pull it up.
But that's fantastic for the hip instability.
Yes. And this brace, the nice thing about it is it's called a spinal Q. Your doctor needs to order it for you, but it is covered by insurance, which is awesome. So it's covered by insurance for shoulder instability, for scoliosis, for spine instability, and also for neck pain. So it's one of the few braces that I know is covered by insurance, especially PPO insurance. I have HMO insurance, and they covered it for me. But your doctor does need to ask for it by name, so it's called the Spinal Q brace. It's by a company called Align Med, and they have a whole website of different products, but they do sell one of their posture shirts online. So that is one that I linked to. The posture shirt is meant to be worn all day. You don't need like a prescription or anything for it. And it basically is a short sleeve shirt that zips up the front that provides that additional posture support to like kind of pull your shoulders back a little bit. And it's made of like mesh and breathable material on the back, so it can be worn like under a garment. And they also do make it in sports bras. So it's nice because it's a front closure. I recommend the zip up one typically because it is really tight. Like it's meant to stay as compression gear, which can be helpful for like POTS people. But it's difficult to get on and get over your head if you have to like get into it like that. So definitely the zip up one is the one that I recommend, and it has a sizing chart. They sell it in white and black, and that one is $95 on Amazon. And it's the same price on their website. The next step down is moving on to back braces. Since we got onto the posture one, this one is a better cost-effective alternative. This is the Mueller, just like regular back brace. This is the one that I use for like abdominal binder for my CSF leak. When it gets really severe, they recommend wearing an abdominal binder to like increase your intracranial pressure by increasing your intra-abdominal pressure. So this is one that I wear on a regular basis, and I like it because it does have a little bit of like boning inside of it. Let me hold it up so it's like a little bit closer. So it does have the boning in there. Let's see. There, you can see it there. And it has an additional layer, so once you put it on, you can put the outer layer on to like adjust it to your desired tightness. So that one you don't need a prescription for. They sell it at Walmart for like $10. And then they also have it online for $17 or $18. If you want more support, this one you do need to talk with your doctor. I don't have an example of it, but it's a similar back brace to the Mueller, and it comes with a little hydraulic pump. So when you put it on, it's a shorter, like, let's see. So when you put it on, it's only like this tall. Here, let me go where this mark. It's only like this tall, and then once it's on, you pump it up and it inflates like this. So it actually gives you traction on your back while you're upright. So that one's about $55. I have the link on there on Amazon with the pressure gauge, like if you need to be sensitive to like how much pressure you're applying to your torso. And this one is covered by insurance. So if you ask your doctor to prescribe that for you, if they feel it's appropriate, this is something that's great for like degenerative disc disease or herniated discs because it takes the pressure off of the disc and it can create a little additional space in there. So I have some patients that absolutely love this. I have 3 patients that actually were able to return to their jobs using this. So they love, love, love this brace. This has been probably like one of the most positively reviewed items that I recommend to patients. So I've gotten great feedback on it, and it's a $50 price point. Check with your doctor because you can get it covered by the insurance. And what your doctor needs to write on the prescription is ambulatory traction brace. And that's what it's called. So ambulatory meaning when you're walking around, traction to give you that, disbursement of the pressure on there, and brace. So an ambulatory traction brace, that one is covered by insurance. Even Medicare covers that one. So that's a good one to get from your doc. Still keeping on backs. The next thing that I have on here is my favorite heating pad in the world because it's giant. It changed like the screen color there. Ooh, red, not blue. But it's giant. It's an electric heating pad, and it's got like a little fuzzy pad in there that my doggy has chewed up, but you can remove it and run it under the water so it can give you moist heat. And then the heat pack has this little like setting control on it so you can vary the heat intensity and duration. So love, love, love this thing. I pretty much put it under me, and I probably look like a robot when I have like that plus a brace plus that like cervical traction thing under my head and my lazy glasses on.
So you're just describing date night to us, right?
I know. Right? Let's put on some political shows, and we've got a date, Mike.
Totally. We will Skype date this.
Well, speaking of dates, this one actually is Skype. So the next thing, like, I see a lot of, especially like women's health issues in general get neglected, but this next item is super helpful for postpartum people, anyone who's had a baby, or anyone who has an unstable pelvic floor. I'm going to show you the G-rated version in the little box, but it's basically a pelvic floor trainer. And it's called a Kegel Exerciser, or a Joy On is like the brand that I recommend. I'm going to show you the X-rated one, so for those squeamish people, avert your eyes. But it has an antenna, so it's Bluetooth operated, and then it has 2 balls that are inserted, and it actually pairs with your phone, and it has an app where it will tell you how hard you're contracting, and it has exercises to measure your contraction strength and your contraction speed. And then it also like doubles as a vibrator because it has a massage mode. So it definitely has helped improve like my pelvic stability. And who doesn't like a nice vibrator, right? So
no, so true, but like just going to the medical side of it, a lot of people don't realize that with Ehlers-Danlos, that is connective tissue, and you can end up with a prolapsed uterus, which basically means your insides come outside. Yes. So it's not just about like, which is great, pleasure, awesome, all for it, right. Super sex positive, but there's also medical stuff that you do really need to work on Kegel strength, even more if you've had kids, and way, way more if you have Ehlers-Danlos. Like, that is where I don't think Apple thought through that thing of there's an app for that.
Right, exactly. But no, I do recommend it to patients because like the app makes it like engaging, you know. But
engaging, that's a good word for it. I like that.
Yeah. But I like it because, you know, that's a very like often like very few healthcare providers will talk about that, and I do have patients that will be like, you're the first person that told me that like that will help my back pain if my pelvic floor is strong. And I'm like, yes, like if your pelvis is strong, like it supports you better and your spine doesn't have to support you as much. So definitely strong pelvic floors are a plus. I do recommend for those that have, you know, like vaginismus or any type of like vaginal dryness that can be a side effect of like different medications.
Yeah, go backwards and tell everyone what the first one is, because I don't think everyone knows what that is.
Sorry, this was the pelvic floor exercise.
Oh, no, the vaginismus. I know what it is because I've had it, and it hurts like hell. Like, you can't even sit down. You must wear skirts or dresses because jeans are agonizing.
Yes, it's like, imagine like having a yeast infection times like 1,000, like basically having that discomfort and like pressure and basically like sensitivity to touch. Like you said, different clothing can be even irritating for women that suffer with this and makes sex impossible or very difficult and often very painful. So you know, definitely that is a huge quality of life impactor, and it's something that like a lot of women are sensitive to even ask for help about because it's in an intimate area. So one of the things that can help with that, obviously talking with your healthcare provider, but finding like a good lubricant for even the physical therapy portion of it, because the physical therapy can include like dilators and different things that need to be inserted to help the patient like learn to not have so much constant spasm in their vaginal walls, is to find a good lubricant. So there's a lot of like different water-based ones out there. There's oil-based ones, but those ones are not compatible with condoms. So the one that I like to recommend for a lot of patients, especially with like chemical sensitivities, because I definitely have experienced chemical sensitivity from, you know, all different products, skin products and everything, but definitely probably one of the most unpleasant places to experience a chemical sensitivity is to lube. So when your vagina is allergic to everything, definitely the brand that I have fallen in love
Yay,
with
mast cell activation. We can get allergic to everything.
Yes. And I like this one. It's called Aloe Cadabra. And it has aloe vera in it. It's unscented, so it does have a shelf life. But so on the bottom it has like a little expiration date, like a use by date. I'm like making sure mine's not expired now. But it has a shelf life because it doesn't have any preservatives, and it is FDA cleared actually. And it has no preservatives. It literally just has organic aloe vera in it. It doesn't have glycerin. It doesn't have parabens. It doesn't have any of the other like silica or scents or anything like that. And I like it because aloe tends to be helpful for people's connective tissues. And so for a connective tissue disorder plus chemical sensitivities, this was just like a Goldilocks lube. So it's definitely helpful, and I think it's important.
Things the Grimm's brothers never thought would be in the same sentence. Goldilocks lube.
Goldilocks lube. Yes.
Any marketing geniuses out there, this is the new name for what you're looking for. Yeah.
Copyright, trademarked. But that one, it's also a good price point. It's $10. Because I have seen like the different like the Trojan brands and that kind of stuff. They can be super expensive, like $20 for a bottle of lube. So this one is nice because it's a smaller amount and it's condom compatible. So it definitely works for therapeutic purposes or for intimacy purposes. So that's helpful. The next item that I have on here, moving down from the pelvis now to the thighs and lower extremities. The thing that I have on here, the next link, is the Trigger Point foam roller. I don't have mine with me. My brother's on a cruise right now, and he is using mine. And the reason I like it, because it's a 12-inch one, so it's a shorter foam roller. It has little like nub things on it to help break up the trigger points. And it's hollow on the inside, so it was perfect for packing his contraband bottle of wine inside of a t-shirt inside of the foam roller. So it was, that's where my foam roller is right now.
Your brother is a man after my own heart.
Exactly. It's like, make sure you put your wine in there. And I showed him the whole, like, how to remove the cork without breaking it so that you can fill your wine bottle, which you are allowed on a cruise ship, but fill it with rum instead, or your like preferred alcohol. That'll be a different podcast. But
how to sneak rum into a hospital. Yes, that would be a great one.
Exactly. But I love this brand, Trigger Point foam rollers, just because they are, it has the firmness and rigidity that you need to like have a foam roller that lasts forever, because some of them literally break down over time. And if you're going to spend, $20 or whatever, this one is $19.99. If you're going to spend $20 on a foam roller, like the last thing you want is for it to like break down and degrade. So I like this one. I do need to change the link. Okay, perfect. I put the one that is open on the inside, so it lasts forever. And it's very travel friendly since it's hollow on the inside. You can pack it in a luggage or whatever. So, and because it's the hollow one, I'm sorry, that one is $34. But I do love that foam roller. I've had mine literally for 12 years and it has like lasted that entire time. I have never had to replace it. So love it. The next thing that I have is compression leggings on here for those of us with POTS, or one of the things that I think is super helpful with the compression is that it helps my kneecaps stay in place. So just having that little extra layer of like proprioception and like a reminder like, hey, don't move your knee that way has been super helpful. They have a little pocket on the top, and this brand that I have on here is called Active Research. And I like this brand because it has the 4-way stretch, so you don't get like the see-through like underwear kind of thing when you like move over or squat. And its color has stayed really, really rich for as long as I've had them. So these ones are $24. My only gripe with them is that I'm 5'3", and they kind of end up with like a little cuff at the end. So maybe the capri length is a better option for those that are vertically challenged like I am. But they also have this brand, they make it with like a side pocket for your cell phone. So definitely like it. And they're pretty true to size. So I have compression leggings on there, and they can help for people that like need to stand for a long period of time. Like I usually wear compression leggings if I know I'm going to go out, or if I'm going to be, up and walking more than usual. It definitely helps with like my muscle fatigue. And it also helps because they're black and they like double as like acceptable going out clothes. Like leggings are super helpful. So they're like a medical device that are also fashionable. So have that on there. The next item that I have on there is the stick. This is a myofascial release tool that can basically be used to roll out your knots on your neck. It's helpful for your shins especially. So like, let me move my chair out of here. Come over here. Let me see. Am I in the thing? Yeah. So it can be used on your leg to like rub out your thighs or your hamstrings if you can't like fully bend down to stretch your hamstrings, or for the fronts of your shins right here. So this thing is awesome. I've got the link for that. I found a cheaper one actually. Sorry, stick. And I linked to the cheaper one because this one's $9.95 and the stick is $17.95. So I found a comparable one that's a little bit cheaper. So that's the one that's linked.
Now, if I can get techie before I release this, what I'm going to do is set up I think we can set up entire Amazon pages with everything just on there that you can just shop through this whole list. Yes, so if I'm smart enough, I will try to get that done for everyone. And it would be an affiliate link. So thank you. Be supporting the podcast and us sick people here in the United States who have to pay obscene amounts of money to go and get any of this. So I'll try to set that up. Yeah. If not, we'll definitely have all the links in the show notes.
Put it in your Amazon store. The next one is for knees. This is this is by Mueller. I love this knee brace because it's completely like open and vented with mesh on the back, and it has adjustable straps. And I like this one because the strap hits right in the middle of like your tibia and fibula. So kind of like right on this like, bring this over, this lateral part of the knee right here. So it gives that pressure and it stops my fibula, sorry, from dislocating and kind of subluxing forward. So this thing has been awesome. It's got boning on the sides, And then it also provides 80 millimeters of mercury compression, and it's adjustable. So I kind of have a pear-shaped frame, and I have a really hard time finding braces that don't like destroy my thigh and like just kind of like squish it. So I love this one because it's one that actually like does a really great job. And then I had two more on here, but apparently my browser is like angry with me. Okay, here it is. The next set that I have is a set of compression stockings that are made of wool for $13.99. They have arch support in them as well. And I love them because they stay cool in the summer. They're super warm in the winter. I don't know how that's possible, but apparently that's like the magic of wool. And they have built-in arch support. And they've held up really well because I've bought like a couple of pairs of the copper ones and like all different brands. And they don't hold up as well like after washing. So these ones, I've washed them like at least 10 times and they're still just as tight as the very first time that I put them on. So compression stockings for the win. And then got just a couple more things. The next one that I have on here is a little trigger point release ball. This is amazing for the bottoms of your feet. So I recommend for patients that have plantar fasciitis. Let me do this. You basically put your foot over it. There, can you see it? There it goes. You put your foot over it and then roll your foot like back and forth over it. So it's really helpful for plantar fasciitis. It can be used for other areas. Like if you've got a knot up here, you can lay on it. Or if you've got a knot in your back, you can put it under your back while you're laying down and doing your stretches. But awesome for plantar fasciitis. And I linked to, this is not the same brand that I use, but I linked to a page on Amazon that's a set of 4 for $13, and they're all different sizes and different firmnesses, or I guess that's different firmnesses. I don't know if that's a word, but they're different, varying degrees of firmness. Probably sounds like a more educated thing to say. Sorry. And then lastly, at the bottom of your feet, what I always recommend to patients is to have good arch support, even if you are wearing flip-flops. So this link right here is the New Balance brand. It's these guys right here. And the reason I love this brand is because if you look right there, it's got like really, really nice arch support in it. I can't really see it on here, but definitely the most comfortable pair of flip-flops I've ever used. They're $35, which is really a good price for like orthopedic insoles, because the next cheapest price is the Bionic brand, and they're like $50-something. So these ones have held up for about a year, and they're $35. So it's like a really reasonable price. And then Monica, I just wanted to check with you. Is it okay if I go over the CBD products that I will recommend to patients?
Oh, heavens. I don't know if we can talk about the devil's weed. Yes, absolutely.
The devil's lettuce, I know. What will McConnell think?
Yes, we can absolutely talk marijuana. Please,
Awesome.
Absolutely. And you can even talk about things that aren't CBD. Just because it makes you feel even better does not make it wrong.
Awesome. Agreed. And so just for like the sake of things that I recommend to patients, since I'm not like a cannabis physician assistant, like I don't give out recs and stuff, I'll educate people on THC products, and I'll bring up a link to one of the THC products that if patients choose to use THC, the one that I recommend from an edible standpoint, because it's a super low dose and easy to titrate one. So the first product, or the first company.
Let me give a quick warning though, because I did this. I did this. It was not fun. When you're using edibles, give it at least 2 hours before you say it's not working. Don't start eating more. Yes. And by the way, don't watch Doctor Who when you try this the first time. It was bad. Please trust me on this. This has become the biggest family joke ever. Don't watch Doctor Who when you're doing this the first time. And please give it an hour and a half to 2 hours before you try more. And I'm not a doctor, so talk to your doctor first. Do not sue us. There you go.
And the reason I bring up the CBD one is because a lot of people and a lot of pain management doctors are still very like apprehensive about cannabis. And so at least if it's just CBD only variety, then they tend to be a little bit more open-minded. And it's something that will not show on like typically on a drug screen as THC when they test for illicit substances.
But again, talk to your doctor. Do not do not go into a drug test and assume that we are correct on this.
Agreed. So talk to your doctor. The brand that I really, really, really like for my topicals and for my tincture is called Soothing. So it's like the word soothe, SOOTH, and then EEN. I actually have a full disclosure. I'm an affiliate marketer for them. So if you use the discount code CBD25, you actually get 25% off your order. So we can include that as well if you'd like. But this is what it looks like. It's pure CBD. And I love on the back, they show the ingredients from an independent lab test. So there's 0 THC in this one. And I really like that it's lab tested by a third party. And it's made in California, so it's something that, like, you know where the product is coming from. They don't spray pesticides on their crop that they get it from. They make it in little edible caps, and then they also make it in a tincture. So these are the 3 that I personally use. And then the other tincture product, I'm not an affiliate with any other one of these products other than Soothing. But this other one is by CBD Living, and theirs is lab tested, and it even has like nutrition facts on the back of it. So fun fact, when I went to the hospital this last time, Cedars-Sinai actually let me use this and continue to take it twice daily. They took it from me and basically gave it to me like my other meds, but they were actually open to me using this in the hospital, which was awesome because it didn't contain THC. And then from a vape standpoint, be careful with vapes because, you are inhaling product when you are using inhalation. So it's definitely like if you have any lung problems or things like that, please just be cautious with vapes. But the one that I'm showing right here, this is a disposable vape pen that's CBD.
That's the one I use.
Awesome. This one is called, it's by a new company called Remedio Labs. I'll give the link on here. But this one actually was developed by a colleague of mine in Southern California she has research and development. And this has 500 milligrams of CBD per cartridge. You okay, Monica? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. It popped out. Mm-hmm. You need some CBD. But this one is nice because it's a disposable. It's a $60 price point, and this one is going to be available for distribution in pharmacies only. This is not going to be available in dispensaries. So this is one that their marketing strategy has, rather than be direct to patients, is direct to doctors. So doctors can write a prescription for this or a recommendation for this, and you can get it shipped from pharmacies. So this will be available in a couple of months. I believe 2019 is when they're starting, but I'm linking to their website so you can place a pre-order. And just for some, perspective, this bottle from Soothing right here has 200 milligrams of CBD in it, and it's $100. Whereas this is $60 and it has 500 milligrams of CBD in it. So it's definitely a super high price point. And they add terpenes to it, so it helps with the other, what they call it, the entourage effect, where the other components of cannabis all work together to produce a better effect than CBD on its own. And it's independently lab tested, so they make sure that their product has no pesticides, because that's a really big issue with a lot of different cannabis products, is that you don't know what's in them. You don't know where they got the plant from. You don't know what kind of pesticides they used on the crop. And that can really lead to a lot of chemical sensitivities and stuff. And then the last thing that I'll add on here, let me go over here. The company that I really like for edibles, if you choose to start dabbling in THC, is by a company called Kiva, Kiva.
Their Irish mint bar is awesome. It does not taste bad. It tastes really good. And again, too good. Start with half of they come in full bars, and start with a half of the little one. That's 2.5 milligrams of THC. That's all I can handle. I might wait.
Yeah, and they actually make the one that I like will share with patients. And like I can't recommend like officially THC to patients, but when patients ask me like what, THC should I try, I say the one to start with is always the lowest dose. And Kiva makes mints that are 2.5 milligrams each. So they're actually just like they look like Altoids basically, but they're a little pack of mints that are 2.5 milligrams each. And typically for like a average sized person, like I guess someone who's like between 150 and like 250 pounds, it's usually like 7.5 to 10 milligrams that is required for someone who does not use cannabis on a regular basis to feel like the cerebral or like
Start
intoxicating
with
effect.
2.5,
Yes,
trust.
definitely,
Oh
definitely.
my God, I tried 5 my first time. I'm like, wow, time stopped.
Yeah. So
We are
definitely,
actually like at like almost an hour and a half, so we are going to
yeah.
have to stop. This might end up being like something we do again and go through more. But thank you so much for coming on. I know you're recovering from your last surgery or your last bout of blood patches at the hospital. Thank you. I
Yes.
missed you. And tune in next week. Maybe we'll have another one of these. I don't know anymore because I've been batching out for like 2 months in advance and I'm not that organized. So come back and be surprised next week. So until next week, be kind, be gentle, and be a badass. Oh, and support us on Patreon. We need money. It's expensive being sick in America.